Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Easy Like Sunday Morning podcast. I am your host, Charles Watson, and just want to say good morning. We are doing the podcast a little early today because we have to run to the airport, but thank you for tuning in. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about just share with you 4 tips that you can use to become a social media thought leader. And you can use this to leverage your business, leverage your brands for public speaking engagements, for consultation services, and things like that. So I just want to share some tips with you guys. Let's go ahead and jump into the content. You know, last year and into this year, the term thought leadership is probably one of the most popular buzzwords used in marketing today. The term was originally coined in 1994 by a gentleman named Joel Kurtzman. And Joel worked as the editor-in-chief for a magazine called Strategy and Business. According to Kurtzman, who coined the phrase, a thought leader is basically someone who is recognized in their industry by other professionals, peers, and customers as the go-to expert on any subject in any niche. And when you're growing your personal brand or your small business or your consulting services, your consulting business, it is imperative to position yourself as an expert in your market space and in your niche. You know, the world is changing, and being an expert these days, a consultant, is big business. Google has changed everything. And now anyone with an internet connection can get more information than they will ever need. But because of that, guys, because of information overload, there has been a huge gap and a huge vacuum created in the business landscape today. And if you really take a look at everything, content really lacks meaning, relevance, and engagement. And guys, these 3 things are elements that today's most successful thought leaders bring to the table. If you can master these, then you've got a great shot at making an exciting and passionate career as a thought leader. So you might be thinking and asking yourself, how do you start your journey as a thought leader? Well, I've got 4 tips today that I want to share with you to get you started. Tip number 1 is to be a thought leader, you have to position yourself as a thought leader. In order to become a thought leader, you must first position yourself as an expert in your niche or market space. And guys, one of the biggest ways to establish yourself as an expert is to create content around your area of expertise. For example, you can start a blog on Blogger. This is a great way to start. Blogger is free to use, and you can sign up and start creating content immediately. Also, guys, video content like what we're doing right here, posted to Facebook and YouTube, is another way to start gaining validity and start positioning yourself in your market space as a thought leader. Your goal here, guys, when producing content like this is to position yourself and provide helpful information to those who are interested in your topic and slowly build a community around those topics. Tip number 2 is package. You know, at some point as a thought leader, you're going to want to start creating online courses, how-to content, podcasts, and even books around your content. This, by doing these things, it really allows your community and target market to engage with you on a deeper and further level and allows them to invest in your product. The best way, guys, to offer these products to your potential clients is through an e-commerce site of some sort. Platforms like Facebook, they have a marketplace, but you can also set up a website like what we have, and you can sell your products directly to your community. If physical products like jewelry, crafts, gaming computers are your niche or your market, then I recommend investigating and setting up an online e-commerce shop like Etsy, eBay, and Amazon. These are all great sites for setting up e-commerce stores and to get started. The third tip I have for you is once you position yourself and you figure out how you want to package your message and package your products, the third thing that you need to do as a thought leader is you need to promote. In order to be successful and to land a chance of being a consultant with larger companies or with commercial companies, working with brands, bigger brands, and even to generate name recognition, you're gonna have to promote your message to the public. The quickest way and probably the most affordable way to do this is to get your family and friends involved. That's really a great starting point. Make sure you invite your friends and your family to join your community by following your fan pages and all your business accounts across the social media platforms. So if you're on Twitter, make sure they follow you on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Make sure your friends and family are there. You know, someone you might know or one of your family members might have a friend that is going to be interested in your niche. And guys, you not only do that, but there's another way that you could start building an audience, and that's really, taking advantage of the native social media advertising features. You can start small and target by general location. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, these all have advertising platforms integrated into them, and you can choose a specific audience, especially on Facebook. You can really niche down to target those people that you think would really be interested in your product, and it's really not expensive to reach a wider audience. You could invest as little as $1 a day and you can run ads for 5 days. So for $5, you can increase awareness. You can get people to like your page and engage with your content. So you also have that method as well. And finally, guys, the fourth tip I have for you guys to become a social media thought leader is eventually you're gonna have to partner. You're going to want to partner with other people in your niche or in your market space. A great way to do this is to create content and invite other experts to join you. You know, it's really not uncommon for experts to collaborate with one another. For example, here at Expert Influencer Academy, we started a podcast, a series called Social Light, where I basically go out and find other experts and entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, to come on our show and just share with us their story and how they got started and any tips that they might have for, you know, a beginning entrepreneur in a market space. If you go back, you can see that we've had an event promoter, we've had a life coach and a digital nomad, we've had a comic book publisher, and we've had a gentleman who spent 10 years building podcasts. He's been a pioneer in the podcast space. And this was a great way to not only provide extra content for my viewers in topics that I necessarily wouldn't cover because I am not an expert podcaster, I am not an expert event promoter, I am not an expert comic book publisher, but bringing them on and collaborating with them not only brought value to my audience, it also brought value to their audience. And a lot of times, even though they are not obligated to, a lot of times the creators and the influencers and the entrepreneurs that you end up working with will share content that they're featured in. So this is a great way and almost an automatic way to reach a wider audience by leveraging the audience of the guests that you have on the content that you create. This is a super fast way. Here's some tips. You want to provide original content. You want to position yourself as an expert to get others to share what you created. And just remember, and touching on this again, most of the time these guys are not they're not obligated to share, but like I said, a lot of times people will share content that they are featured in. And guys, in closing, I just want you to know that thought leadership is a multi-billion-dollar industry these days. Like, check somebody like Tony Robbins. His properties, and they do $6 billion in annual sales. Companies are allotting and they're budgeting for outside contractors, outside consultants to come into their business space and pay them for training and expertise in any niche, in any topic. And you guys can definitely capitalize. Thought leadership, like I said, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And guys, if you follow these 4 tips for becoming a social media thought leader, you're definitely going to hit the ground running and get started in the right direction. Well, guys, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this, make sure you check out our website, expertinfluenceracademy.com, where we just basically show you how to, how to promote, position, package, and monetize your message across all social media platforms. And if you like this shirt, hustle hard to show your entrepreneurial spirit. I will have a link where you can grab yours down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will see you next week.